The A-Team Challenge, a major project of the Foundation for Lee County Public Schools, is produced in partnership with the School District of Lee County, Waterman Broadcasting, and NBC2. This program features high school students in both public and private schools from 6 Southwest Florida counties as they compete in this exciting academic challenge. Lee County High School student interns help produce the show under the direction of the Lee County Schools Communication and Production Department. The A-Team Challenge is brought to you by the Suncoast Credit Union Foundation and a contributing sponsorship by Hodges University.
And welcome to another game of the A-Team Challenge. Hi everybody, I'm Robert Van Winkle, and once again, very happy to be your host here for this edition of the A-Team. As you just heard, a great partnership between NBC2, the Foundation for Lee County Public Schools, and the Lee County School District is in its 27th year here in Southwest Florida. Now, we've got some exciting news this year. You can watch our games on Comcast, as usual, on Channel 99, but we've moved high-tech. We are on the internet, and you can watch our games on YouTube. We're posting the games to the Lee School TV site on YouTube. So just go to youtube.com, search Lee Schools TV, and you'll find the games there. Scroll down and you'll get them. As you heard also in our introduction here, the A-Team Challenge is a single elimination competition. We are halfway through the first round of competing schools. I thought you might like to know, moving on right now, the schools that have won so far: FSW Collegiate Lee, East Lee, DeSoto High School, Fort Myers High School, Bishop Verot, Naples, Donahue Academy, Gulf Coast High School, Island Coast, and Golden Gate High. So those are the teams that have been moving on, selected to move on. They've won their first round, and one of these two teams is also going to move on. I've got Cape Coral High School on my right and South Fort Myers High School on my left, the blue versus the red. Students, remember, our questions will be in the subjects of science, math, arts and humanities, social studies, language arts, and some general knowledge questions. Here's a rundown of the rules for those of you folks watching at home. The first 3 rounds are worth 5, 10, and 20 points, respectively. Students, no penalty for wrong answers in the first 3 rounds, but the other team has a chance to steal the point if you buzz in too soon. In the final round, teams will be wagering as much or as little of their scores as they wish, and we will determine the winner of this round. So once again, I've got Cape Coral High School versus South Fort Myers High. Students, if you're ready, let's play the A-Team. Put your hands on your buzzers, and here we go. First question for 5 points. People in this position often verify signatures for legal documents. Isabel, South Fort Myers.
Notary.
Notary is the correct response. 5 points starts us off. South Fort Myers, I want you to identify that office. Good start. Next question for 5, right up front, a math question. You can look at your screens and get busy as I read it for the folks at home. Solve for x if the quantity 3x minus 6 is less than or equal to the quantity on the screen there, 12x, etc. Zach is in Cape Coral.
X equals 3.
No, sorry, incorrect. South Fort Myers. Chip, you are in just in time.
5?
No, sorry, incorrect. Good start of both teams. X is greater than or equal to -3, Zach. Okay, next question for 5. Good try, both sides. Name this acclaimed actress who recently celebrated her 80th birthday, and she's famed for playing both Harry Potter's Professor McGonagall and the Dowager Countess on Downton Abbey. Anand, Cape Coral.
Maggie Smith.
Maggie Smith, Dame Maggie Smith is right. 5 points, ties us up. Next for 5. What U.S. state was first claimed for the Spanish by Don Juan de Oñate in 1598? I want you to name the state where Pueblo Indians once drove the Spanish out and where Don Juan spent 12 years as the colonial governor of Santa Fe. Chip, South Fort Myers.
New Mexico.
New Mexico is right, 5 points south. Next for 5. Only one of 2 possible answers is needed, so one of these 2 answers is needed. This phrase is used in the biblical law of Moses to say that it's okay to get revenge when you are injured by another person. Give either of these 5-word, Chip, South Fort Myers.
Eye for an eye and or tooth for a tooth.
That's correct. You got that right. 5 points, South Fort Myers. An eye for an eye or a tooth for a tooth. Next for 5. One sculpture by Michelangelo shows a battle between the Lapith people and what mythological race of half human and half horse creatures? Zach, Cape Coral.
Centaurs.
Centaurs is the right response. Good job. 5 points for the Cape. Next for 5. Give the biology term for an automatic reaction to a stimulus, such as tapping below your knee. Zach, Cape Coral.
Instinct.
Instinct was your response. Sorry, not correct. South Fort Myers, tapping below your knee to make your leg move. Chip.
Reaction?
No, sorry, not reaction. Close, both sides. Reflex. I wanted to hear reflex. Next for 5. It includes the Mississippi Cone. Most of its fresh water flow comes from the United States. So name this body of water, bordered on the southeast by Cuba, on the west by Veracruz and Tabasco, Seva, Cape Coral.
Gulf of Mexico.
The Gulf of Mexico, and on the north by Louisiana and Mississippi. Correct. 5 points, Cape Coral. Next for 5. In 1956, what Soviet leader gave a speech?
Khrushchev.
Seva, Cape Coral. Sorry.
Khrushchev.
Say again?
Khrushchev.
Khrushchev is right. He gave the speech criticizing the cult of personality around Joseph Stalin. 5 points, Cape Coral. What basketball term describes a lacrosse defense where defenders guard a certain area of the field instead of, Zach, Cape Coral?
Zone defense.
Yeah, instead of guarding the individual players, they guard zone defense. 5 points, Cape Coral. A civilization where the word I has been removed from the language and replaced with we is the subject of her work Anthem. Name this American writer, born in Russia. Seva,
Rand.
Cape Coral.
Ayn Rand.
Ayn Rand, whose objectivist philosophy is discussed in The Fountainhead and Atlas Shrugged. 5 points, Cape Coral. Before he lost the California governor's race in 1934, he spent 7 weeks working in a Chicago meatpacking plant as a research for his most famous book. Name this author who indirectly helped pass America's Pure Food and Drug Act by featuring a meatpacker named Jurgis in his novel, The Jungle. Upton Sinclair. Upton Sinclair. Next for 5, another math question on your screen. Take a look. Solve for R if 1/3 R equals 8. And that's a good response time. Anan.
R equals 24.
R equals 24. Yeah, that's a good, easy math question right there. Got you 5 points. Cape Coral. Okay, and that little dingy sound there signals the end of our first round. It's going to be a good game. We've got Cape Coral at 35, South Fort Myers at 15. Before we take our first break, let me introduce you to the fine players in blue from the Cape. And our first spot is Anan. Anan Kwan is a senior this year. She's waiting to hear back from Yale about her acceptance, and guess what she's going to study? Mathematics. And how good for you to get that last question in 2 seconds. Good for you. Next to Anan is Megan. Megan Galbraith is a senior this year. She has been accepted to Harvard. Congratulations. And she's going to be studying molecular and cellular biology. Megan, good luck to you in the future. In the back row, Seva. Seva Levin is a senior this year, no stranger to the A-team. He's been with us in years past. Seva, it's good to see you again. He wants to go to the University of South Florida and study history. Rounding out the team, also a familiar face to the A-team is Zach. Zach Markovich is a senior now this year, so this will be his last year at the A-team. Waiting to hear back from Duke, and he'd like to study mathematics. Welcome to Zach, Seva, Megan, and Anan. Cape Coral High School's team is under the coaching of Drew Gascon, and you got a great team here this year. When we come back, I'll introduce you to the also great team at South Fort Myers. Don't go away. Good job, guys.
2 pennies by themselves don't add up to much. But when you're a Suncoast member, every time you swipe your Suncoast credit or debit card, Suncoast donates 2 cents to help children's programs where you live. That means Suncoast members help make their community a better place every day just by buying things with their cards. And when we add all those pennies from all those Suncoast card swipes together, we can give millions of dollars to our children's future. Visit SuncoastCreditUnion.com and learn how much Suncoast could save you.
Hi, my name is Marshall Bauer, and I'm proud to say I'm the Executive Director of the Foundation for Lee County Public Schools. The Foundation has as its mission engaging the business community and the community at large with our students and teachers in the public school system. Through our many initiatives and programs, we enhance and enrich what is already going on in our public school system. The goal in mind is the same goal that the school district has, to make Lee County Public Schools a world-class school system. It is important that the community understand that our students will be competing in a global market. And in order for them to succeed, they need the backing of the entire community. So please reach out to a student, to a teacher, and help the foundation succeed in its mission. Thank you.
Welcome back to the beginning of round 2 of this game of the A-Team Challenge. Good match here underway between Cape Coral High School and South Fort Myers High School. We introduced you to the Cape last break. Let's take a look now at our student players from South Fort Myers High. In position number 1 is Isabel. Isabel Menendez is a senior this year. She would like to study her future subject of political science at Florida Atlantic. So Isabel, good luck to you in the future. Next to her is Kendall. Kendall Harmadi is a senior. She wants to go to UCF and study to become an English teacher in the future. Kendall, good luck to you. 2 guys in the back row. We've got Jacob here. Jacob Schrock is a junior this year, so we'll hopefully see him again next year in the A-Team. He wants to go to USF and eventually enter the military. So Jacob, good luck to you in the future. And rounding out the team is Chip. This is Chip Decker, a senior as well. Chip is planning to head to FGCU and study engineering. Welcome to Chip and Jacob and Kendall and Isabel. The coaches at South Fort Myers High are Nicole Bailey and Fran Dore. Close enough? Dore? Dore. All right, Fran. Thank you very much. All right, here we go. Students, put your hands on your buzzers, and each question is now worth 10 points. As we start off, the first question for 10 is, give the word that is both a shade of red and to leave someone alone on a desert island. Anan.
Maroon?
Yeah, good. I asked that question to a lot of people and they didn't get it. You got it. Maroon is right. 10 points, Cape Coral. Next question for 10. The terms arabesque, pirouette, and plie are all used in what art form? Anan, Cape Coral.
Ballet?
Ballet dancing in shows like Sleeping Beauty and The Nutcracker. 10 more points, Cape Coral. Next for 10. His 2015 speech that called for a flat tax included the line, "Imagine a president that finally secures the border." Name this Republican politician beginning his 3rd year in the Senate representing Texas and who's used that speech to announce he's running for president in 2016. Seva, Cape Coral.
Rick Perry.
No, sorry, incorrect. South Fort Myers? It was Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz said that. All right, next for 10. It was a cleverly written parody of The Honeymooners, the title character playing the Jackie Gleason role and working in a construction job. Name this classic cartoon series where the honeymooner role of Art Carney was played by Barney Rubble. Zach, Cape Coral.
Never mind.
It's okay. No harm, no foul there. South Fort Myers, give it a shot. Barney Rubble.
The Flintstones?
Isabel.
The Flintstones?
The Flintstones is right. 10 points for South Fort Myers, 10. Next for 10. Bauxite is an ore of what recyclable metallic element often found in soda cans? Zach, Cape Coral.
Aluminum.
Aluminum is right. 10 points, Cape. What Spanish woman was the first of the 6 wives of Henry VIII? Seva, Cape Coral.
Catherine of Aragon.
Catherine of Aragon is right. That's 10 points for the Cape. Good job. Next for 10. Its airport is now the world's busiest in terms of international passengers, partly because of the success of its Emirates airline. Name this most populous city in the United Arab Emirates. Seva, Cape Coral.
Dubai.
Dubai is the right response. 10 points, Cape Coral. Next for 10. Its website recently showed its new car, an RS7, nicknamed Bobby, that can travel at up to 140 miles an hour without a driver. Name this German car company whose slogan, Chip, South Fort Myers.
Volkswagen?
Good try, Chip. Sorry, not correct. The German car company whose slogan is Truth in Engineering and whose symbol is 4 interlocking rings. Seva?
Volvo.
No, not the Volvo either. The Audi. The Audi. Okay, no harm, no foul. Next for 10. Its characters include a fat boy named Joe and the spinster named Rachel, who wants to elope with Alfred Jingle. Name this first novel by Charles Dickens, whose title characters has a valet named Sam Weller and is the founder of a gentleman's club named after him. That's a tough question. The Pickwick Papers was what I was looking for there. All right, next question for 10. Its period of 75 years means that it won't be seen from Earth until the year 2061. Identify this periodic celestial object. Zach, Cape Coral.
Halley's Comet.
Yep, Halley's Comet, named for the British astronomer. 10 points, Cape Coral. He is said to have stolen both ambrosia and nectar from the table of the god. Name this man of Greek myth whose sentence for his offenses was to always stand in water under a fruit tree and be unable to get the fruit or water, no matter how hard he tried. Seva, Cape Coral.
Tantal.
Say again?
Tantal.
Yep, that's right. Tantal or Tantalus is correct. That's 10 points for the Cape. Next for 10. It's on your screen. You can read it there as I read it for the folks at home. If chlorine has an atomic weight of 35.5, give the molecular weight of phosgene, a deadly chemical weapon whose formula is COCI2. Megan's in Cape Coral.
103.
That's not correct, Megan, but real close. Sorry. South Fort Myers. Yeah, the answer was 99, so maybe it was just a math mistake there, but good shot for both sides there. By the way, folks, at home, the students are given paper, pencil, and calculators for all the math questions and a little extra time as well. Next question for 10. Jazz greats on this instrument have included Stan Getz, Charlie Bird Parker, Paul Desmond, and John Coltrane. Name this woodwind instrument whose sizes include the soprano, tenor, and alto. Zach, Cape Coral.
Saxophone.
Yeah, good job. 10 points, Cape Coral. And that finishes the 10-point round. The Cape is pulling away at 115. South Fort Myers is still in it with 25 points. South Fort Myers, don't give up hope. The 20-point round is coming up, and each question you answer right is going to be worth 20 points. Scores change a lot in the next round. We'll be back to see how it plays out.
Our schools are faced with increasing budgetary challenges. Now, there's an easy way for all of us to support education. By purchasing a License for Learning plate and renewing it each year, $20 are contributed to our schools to help our children. Support the License for Learning campaign. If you've got a car, get involved. For more information, call the Foundation for Lee County Public Schools, 239-337-0433. Get involved.
The A-Team Challenge, a major project of the Foundation for Lee County Public Schools, is provided in partnership with the School District of Lee County and Waterman Broadcasting.
Here we go, round 3, 20 points up for grabs for each correctly answered question. Cape Coral versus South Fort Myers. Scores are a little separate now, but we can see a lot happen here, so let's get right to it. First question for 20 points. This Rhodes Scholar got a doctorate in physics at Oxford and then spent a decade teaching foreign policy in Harvard School of Government. Name this man who also spent 7 years as a Defense Department official before succeeding Chuck Hagel as that department's secretary in 2015. That's a tough question, kind of current events here. Ashton Carter. Next for 20. It is usually the point of view from which a stream of consciousness story or interior monologue is given. Identify this phrase, indicating that the narrator of a story is speaking only from his point of view. Chip, South Fort Myers.
First person.
First person is right. 20 points, South Fort Myers. What African country named its capital city Monrovia to honor U.S. President Seva, Cape Coral?
Liberia.
Liberia is right, honoring U.S. President James Monroe. 20 points, Cape Coral. Next for 20. Organized in 1881 by Charles Taze Russell, members of this group do not celebrate Christmas, Easter, or birthdays. They don't. Isabel, South Fort Myers.
Jehovah's Witness.
Jehovah's Witness. They worship in buildings called Kingdom Halls. 20 points, South Fort Myers. Next for 20. What trail used by settlers of the West in the mid-1800s, stretched from Independence, Megan, Cape Coral?
Oregon Trail.
The Oregon Trail went from Independence, Missouri to the Pacific Northwest, 20 points, Cape Coral. Its prototype was delivered to the Army in 1940 by the American Bantam Car Company. Name this specific brand of automobile. Chip, South Fort Myers.
Jeep.
Jeep, good job. It's now made by Chrysler, 20 points, South Fort Myers, excellent. Next for 20. After leaving the Moscow Conservatory, he wrote an Italian Capriccio and the opera Eugene Onegin. Name this Russian composer of the ballets Swan Lake and Sleeping Beauty. This is Seva, Cape Coral.
Tchaikovsky.
Tchaikovsky is correct, and that's 20 points, Cape Coral. Next for 20. His presidency was marred by a corrupt bargain wherein he appointed his opponent, Henry Clay, to be Secretary of State. Name this 19th century U.S. president, the first son of a president to assume the office. Chip, South Fort Myers.
George W. Washington.
No, sorry, incorrect. Kate. Zach, I'm sorry, that was too late. John Quincy Adams. John Quincy Adams. Next question for 20. Give the most common meaning of the Greek root phone as used in the English words
Sound.
Isabel, South Fort Myers.
Sound.
Sound, good job, that's exactly right. Telephone and phonics, sound, 20 points, South Fort Myers. Math question, you may work. In lowest terms, what is the product of the fractions 7x over 20 and 5 over 14x squared? Lots of pencils flying here. Megan?
1 over 8x.
Excellent work, Megan. 1 over 8x, 20 points, Cape Coral. Next for 20, give the scientific term for molten hot magma. Megan, Cape Coral.
Plasma.
Nope, sorry, incorrect. Molten hot magma after it leaves the entrance of a volcano. Jacob.
Lava.
Lava is correct, 20 points, South Fort Myers. Next for 20, name the Herman Wouk novel about Captain Queeg and the uprising begun by the men on his ship. Chip.
Treasure Island.
That's a good try, Chip. Nope, sorry, not what I need though. Kate. The Caine Mutiny. All right, no harm, no foul. Next for 20. It was created after World War I and named the Kingdom of Serbs, Croats, and Slovenes. Name this Balkan country. Seva, Cape Coral.
Yugoslavia.
Yugoslavia, that broke apart into separate nations after the fall of the Soviet Union. 20 points, Cape Coral. What three-letter word means both a new journalist and a baby bear? Zach, Cape Coral.
Cub.
A cub is right, 20 points, Cape. What baseball statistic is abbreviated RBI? Kendall, South Fort Myers.
Run, batter, in.
Say it again.
Run, batter, in.
Judges? Okay, correct, 20 points, South Fort Myers. Next for 20. And that is the end of our 20-point round. As I said, anything can happen there. In South Fort Myers, you did manage to put some more on the score. However, the Cape is pretty far ahead. We'll see how wagers go. Your final category, students, is going to be in the subject of, which is on my last page here, and I can't see it, math. Math is your final subject. Make your wagers accordingly. When we come back, we will have the winner and find out who's moving on to round 2. Don't go away. Good job.
This one's packed with hope. This one's packed with big dreams. This one's packed with inspiration. It may look like a simple brown bag lunch, but it's really a big way to make a difference. That's because when you become a Take Stock in Children mentor, it takes just 1 hour a week to make an impact that can't be measured. Change a life over lunch. Become a mentor today.
Take Stock in Children is a major program of the Foundation for Lee County Public Schools. For more information on how you can become a mentor, call 239-337-0433 or email info@leeschoolfoundation.org.
Two pennies by themselves don't add up to much. But when you're a Suncoast member, every time you swipe your Suncoast credit or debit card, Suncoast donates 2 cents to help children's programs where you live. That means Suncoast members help make their community a better place every day just by buying things with their cards. And when we add all those pennies from all those Suncoast card swipes together, we can give millions of dollars to our children's future. Visit SuncoastCreditUnion.com and learn how much Suncoast could save you.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the concluding round of this game of the A-Team Challenge between Cape Coral High School and South Fort Myers High. We've got one alternate on each side of the team, so let's introduce you to the one on my right here first. This is Jacob Zidek with the Cape Coral team, is a senior this year. He's off to the University of Chicago to study physics. And Jacob, good luck to you in the future. Next to me right here in the red is Gabriel. Gabriel Cox is a junior. Gabriel, hope to see you next year for the A-Team. He is going to Florida Atlantic, hopefully undecided major as of right now. All right, so here is the math question that the students have been working on. You have a quarter, a dime, a nickel, and a penny in your pocket, which is just about right, isn't it? What's the probability, nothing more, right? What's the probability that the first coin you randomly pull from your pocket will be a penny? What's the probability that the first 3 coins you pull out will total at least 25 cents? And what's the probability of pulling out all the coins and then to give you exactly 50 cents? We're going to start with the South Fort Myers side. South Fort Myers came in at 125, and your response card has the first one and the last one correct, but you missed the middle one. The middle one is not right, so we have to wager that as an incorrect response. You wagered 115 points. That's exactly what you should have done, and that brings you down to 10. Let's see what the Cape did. Cape Coral's got the first one, the second one, and the third one correct. They win it correctly. They wagered 20 points, and they have 255 points. So by a margin of a couple points there, Cape Coral is off to the next round. Let's give them a round of applause. We're celebrating our academic excellence. We're also celebrating good sportsmanship. So both teams, please stand up and give each other a handshake. Have a great day. Thank you for watching the A-Team.